The Sea Dogs of Britain, the masters of the high seas. The Sea Dogs were a group of English privateers, explorers, and naval commanders who played a crucial role in the rise of England as a major maritime power during the 16th century. These men, often sanctioned by Queen Elizabeth I, were both feared and admired for their daring raids on Spanish treasure fleets, their role in naval battles, and their contributions to England's growing global influence. Their exploits shaped the course of naval warfare, exploration, and empire building, leaving an enduring legacy that would influence Britain's dominance of the seas for centuries to come. Origins of the Sea Dogs. The Sea Dogs emerged during the Elizabethan era, 1558 to 1603, a period of intense rivalry between England and Spain. At the time, Spain was the dominant European power, controlling vast territories in the Americas and amassing immense wealth through its trade routes. The Spanish Empire relied on heavily fortified fleets to transport gold, silver, and other riches back to Europe, making them prime targets for English privateers. Queen Elizabeth I, unwilling to engage in open war with Spain but eager to weaken its dominance, issued letters of marque to certain sailors, allowing them to attack Spanish ships and settlements under the guise of privateering. These men, known as the Sea Dogs, were essentially state-sponsored pirates who carried out unofficial naval warfare on behalf of England. Their actions not only enriched the crown but also laid the foundation for England's naval power, leading to the eventual establishment of the British Empire. The most famous Sea Dogs and their exploits. The Sea Dogs were not a formal organization, but rather a collection of individual adventurers, many of whom became legends in their own right. Some of the most notable figures among them include Sir Francis Drake, circa 1540 to 1596, the most daring of them all. Sir Francis Drake is undoubtedly the most famous of all the Sea Dogs. He was an accomplished navigator, privateer, and naval commander who became one of Queen Elizabeth's most trusted and effective maritime leaders. Drake's most famous expedition took place between 1577 and 1580, when he led the second successful circumnavigation of the globe, becoming the first Englishman to do so. During this voyage, he raided Spanish settlements along the coast of South America, captured immense amounts of treasure, and returned to England a national hero. In 1587, he launched a daring raid on the Spanish fleet at Cadiz, destroying numerous ships and delaying the launch of the Spanish Armada. When the Armada finally sailed in 1588, Drake played a key role in its defeat, using superior English naval tactics and fire ships to scatter the Spanish forces. His contributions to England's naval dominance cemented his place in history as one of the greatest naval commanders of all time. Sir John Hawkins, 1532 to 1595, the master shipbuilder. Sir John Hawkins was both a privateer and a key innovator in English ship design. He was instrumental in modernizing the English Navy, introducing faster, more maneuverable ships that would prove vital in future battles, particularly against the Spanish Armada. Hawkins was also deeply involved in the transatlantic slave trade, making a fortune by transporting enslaved Africans to Spanish colonies. Though this aspect of his career is a dark stain on his legacy, his naval innovations and leadership made him an essential figure among the Sea Dogs. Sir Walter Raleigh, 1552 to 1618, explorer and courtier. Though not as notorious as Drake or Hawkins for naval raids, Sir Walter Raleigh was an important figure among the Sea Dogs. He was a skilled navigator and explorer, known for his attempts to establish English colonies in North America, most notably the ill-fated Roanoke colony in present-day North Carolina. Raleigh was also a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I and played a key role in promoting English maritime expansion. However, his fortunes declined after the Queen's death, and he was eventually executed by King James I in 1618 for allegedly plotting against the crown. Martin Frobisher, circa 1535 to 1594, the Arctic adventurer. Martin Frobisher was an English privateer and explorer best known for his expeditions to the Arctic in search of the Northwest Passage, a supposed sea route to Asia. Although he failed to find the passage, his voyages helped expand England's knowledge of the northern regions. Like the other sea dogs, Frobisher also played a crucial role in the fight against the Spanish Armada, commanding English ships that harassed and weakened the invading Spanish fleet. The role of the Sea Dogs in the Anglo-Spanish conflict. The Sea Dogs were instrumental in England's long struggle against Spain. By the late 16th century, tensions between the two nations had reached a boiling point, largely due to English privateering, religious differences, and England's support of Protestant rebels in the Spanish Netherlands. Spanish ships, known as galleons, regularly transported immense wealth from the Americas back to Spain, making them prime targets for the Sea Dogs. English privateers would ambush these heavily laden treasure ships, seizing their valuable cargo and disrupting Spain's financial and military dominance. These constant attacks on Spanish fleets and settlements eventually led King Philip II of Spain to launch the Spanish Armada in 1588, a massive naval invasion meant to conquer England and overthrow Queen Elizabeth I. However, the English fleet, led in part by former sea dogs like Drake and Hawkins, successfully repelled the Spanish attack, marking one of the greatest naval victories in English history. The defeat of the Armada not only secured England's independence from Spanish domination but also established the nation as a rising maritime power. The tactics and strategies used by the Sea Dogs during this period would go on to influence naval warfare for generations. The decline of the Sea Dogs. With the death of Queen Elizabeth I in 1603, the era of the Sea Dogs came to an end. Her successor, King James I, sought to improve relations with Spain and ended the practice of state-sponsored privateering. Many of the famous Sea Dogs retired, while others fell out of favor or met tragic ends. Sir Walter Raleigh, once one of the Queen's favorites, was imprisoned for years and eventually executed in 1618. John Hawkins died at sea in 1595 during an expedition against Spanish forces. Francis Drake, the greatest of the Sea Dogs, also died at sea in 1596 after a failed raid in the Caribbean. While the Sea Dogs themselves disappeared, their legacy endured. Their exploits had laid the groundwork for the Royal Navy's rise to supremacy, and their aggressive tactics continued to influence British naval warfare for centuries. Legacy of the Sea Dogs. The Sea Dogs helped transform England from a relatively minor naval power into a dominant force on the seas. Their courage and ambition paved the way for future English explorers and naval commanders, and their success inspired a new era of imperial expansion. Their contributions to naval warfare, particularly their use of smaller, faster ships and innovative tactics, shaped the future of military strategy. The experience gained during their conflicts with Spain allowed England to refine its navy, eventually leading to the establishment of the British Empire, which would go on to dominate the seas for the next 3 centuries. Additionally, the spirit of exploration and adventure embodied by the Sea Dogs encouraged England to expand its colonial ambitions. The establishment of settlements in North America and the Caribbean was, in many ways, a continuation of the exploratory and combative spirit championed by the Sea Dogs. Conclusion. The Sea Dogs were more than just privateers. They were pioneers, warriors, and national heroes who played a crucial role in shaping the destiny of England. Though their era was brief, their impact was profound, and their legend endures as one of the most exciting and influential chapters in maritime history.